Alright guys, let's get a little history on the car. Customer came out one day, just went to start the car, it just clicked. January of this year, about six months ago, they had a starter replaced. And as we can see right down here, that is definitely a brand new starter. Oh, too much light?
Oh, now there's none. Okay, you can. That's alright.
Alright, so we got a brand new starter. So I'm not worried about that. Now the battery, the only thing I can tell is on the side down here, there's a sticker that says 3 of 2017. So the battery is not that old, but we can't say for sure anyway whether it's good. First thing we're gonna do, let's go over here and verify what's going on. Yeah, okay. All right, I'm gonna try to start it. All right. Now, even though the vehicle don't start, part of our diagnosing has just been cut out. We know we're getting voltage going down to the starter. Now, down to the starter, you're gonna have, because we heard the starter click, right?
Oh,
so we know we're getting voltage from the ignition switch through the neutral safety switch down to the starter. We know we're getting that. Now, down to the starter, you're gonna have one big wire going directly to the battery, and then you're gonna have that 12 volts that only there when the key is put into the start position. So the next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna make this real simple, guys, instead of going crazy. The first thing we're gonna do is check the condition of the battery. So I'm gonna pop this cover up, and I'm gonna get a battery tester, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, what you wanna do is grab your Autel AL539B. Yeah, boy, this thing is bad. This thing also has a battery tester. So what you wanna do is cut it on. This thing is like $89. You can get it for $79. And check out our other channel. I'll put a link in the description below. Our new channel, Autel AL539B, where we show you everything what this machine can do. All right, so we're gonna go over here to battery test. Okay. Connect clamps to battery.
Clamps.
Why did it say clamp?
You said clamp.
I didn't say cramp.
Connect clamp.
I did not say no cramp. All right. So with battery voltage 12.65. So the next thing you do, hit continue. Okay, we got a regular battery. Now we're gonna check. Let's go down to check cranking amps. There's cold cranking amps and there's cranking amps. And on your battery, it should say both. Here we go, right here. The cold cranking amps is 500. The cranking amps is 625. So we're gonna check cranking amps. Let's go down to cranking amps, and it's 625. I guess we can just go to 620. Good enough. Okay, it's analyzing the battery. Good, 12.67. It measured 556, which is pretty good, still within specs. So we know our battery is good. And for you guys who don't have this, I'm gonna show you another tester. Be right back. All right, well, here got my OTC battery load tester. Now a lot of DIYers will not have this. I just want to show some of you guys another tester doing this. And what we do is just connect the battery. It's going to show how many voltage is in there. So that's pretty good right now. That's 12, almost 13 volts. Now what I'm going to do here is this red button right here. I'm going to hold this button on for about 10 seconds, max 15. And what it's going to do is going to put a load on the battery. And that voltage gauge should not drop down. I will go below 11. So let's try it. Great. Just like I said, 11. So that's definitely enough voltage to start this car up. So we're going to unhook that. We're going to leave that disconnected. So now we're going to move on to the next step. Now, we already know. We got a brand new starter down there. We got a very good battery. So what the heck is going on? Dang it. So the next thing we're going to do is check your terminals. Make sure that should have been the first thing actually. Make sure everything is tight, which is good. Then I'm going to get a light and go down here and check the terminals at the starter. Wait a minute, that clip is... Take this cover off right here. This is loose, but that's just the covering. The wire itself is tight. Great. And this one's got a good connection in it as well. Alright, the next thing we're going to do, guys, is do a voltage drop test. Now, when you have a bad ground to the engine, you will get the same exact problem. You're like, guys, like, what the heck does that mean, a bad ground? Now, check this out. Your engine is only grounded, even though it's metal, it's got to have a ground coming from the engine, going to the body, or going directly to the battery. And in this case, if you see right here, down here, you have going to the negative. And if you look way down there, you'll see this wire going to the body. And look on the other side, you see another wire. Like, what the heck is that? All right, that wire comes all the way around. Let's see if we can find it here. And if you look right between here, it bolts right to the back of the transmission, right where my finger is back there. So I'm checking that out, and that's really tight. But that doesn't mean that it's a bad ground. When we come back, I'm going to show you how to do a voltage drop test. Be right back. Alright guys, I'm going to try to explain this as simple as possible. Once you go to start this car up, there still has to be a minimum of 11 volts voltage, either a good ground or good positive. It got to be. So, this is what I'm talking about. Now, if I check the battery, let's cut on our Autel AL539B. And this time what we're going to do is go down to the multimeter. And we're going to go down to DC voltage. DC, you're going to see two V's. The DC voltage is the one with the straight line and the dotted line right underneath. AC voltage is the wavy line. We're going to go down to the top one right there. So, what we're going to do is pop this up. Check battery voltage. We have 1266. Now, what I'm going to do is stick this into the... I need to stick this somewhere. Okay, now watch what happens to that voltage when I go to try to start it. It should stay there or drop down to about 11, which is still good. Okay, what did it do?
It dropped down to about 11.9.
Alright, now this is how we're going to do a voltage drop. As I said, there's got to be a ground from the engine because the starter is grounded to the engine, and they got to be grounded from the engine to the body. So what we're going to do is take our ground probe here, and you want to hook it on to anywhere metal on the engine. And it's a good idea to try to like down here by the starter, which I'm at. Now I'm down here, and right now I'm reading at 1257.
Your light. Oh, okay, never mind. I'll look at the water.
You saw me hook it up down there?
No, I couldn't see.
Alright, but actually you might have to do this anyway. Okay, what we're going to do, because Civi's going to hold it here, you're going to hold it at the starter. I mean, the alternator. We got to make sure this thing got a good Alright, now she's going to hold it there at the alternator, and when I go to start this car again, it should also stay where it go down to 11.9 or something like that. If it drops well below that, then I know we got a bad ground. All right, let's try it out.
$11.7 was the lowest.
All right, 11.7. So we do know we actually have good ground, no problems whatsoever. And if you want, what we'll do is go right down at the starter. Now what I'm gonna do is take this, go right down to the starter, hold it on. And matter of fact, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have Civvy crank the car, and okay. And we're gonna watch it. Yep. And guys, if you're doing this, make sure do not do what I'm doing right now, because my hands is down here, and just in case it does start, and I see them right here by the fans. You don't want anything, and if it does start, you want to make sure your hand away from anything that's going to spin.
Ready?
Ready. Okay, again, 11.3 and 11.7, great. So we know we got a good ground. And man, that thing is really, I hear the starter going in. That kind of sucks. There you go. All right, so we know we got good voltage. We are good to go. We can cut this off. The next, actually, you know what we're gonna do, guys? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna reach down here. And I'm gonna see if I can unplug this. Okay, I unplugged the starter, and this is the wire coming down to going down to the starter. When I hit it, put in the key in the start position, there should be 12 volts going on here. So we want to make sure we're not missing our 12 volts. So what I'm gonna do is take the positive lead, stick it right there. We're gonna take our ground, hook it up, and when Civvy goes to start the car again, we're gonna make sure we are getting the 12 volts there. All right, let me get this set up, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, we're ready. Got that down there. I'm holding the connector in right there, the probe into the connector, and yep, 12.3. 12.3. So we're definitely getting enough voltage down there. Guys, this ain't good. Yeah, this is not good, guys, at all. All right, here you go. All right. All right, guys, let me get this connected back up there, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, I got it plugged up. Guys, it looks like we got a bad starter. Now, a lot of you guys out there know there's a little trick. We could take a little hammer or something and start tapping, hitting on that solenoid until see if it starts up. But I don't want to do that because she might be still, this is 6 months ago, so she might still have a warranty on this. And then, you know, they get there to the shop and they be seeing these beep marks on it. And you're like, well, we're not going to cover that. So I can't do that test. So we're going to go. We're going to go see what the customer wants to do, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, check it out. What we're going to do is one more test. We just spoke to the customer. Now, this is 6 months ago when she had the starter replaced. The symptoms was the exact symptoms it's doing right now. I mean, yes, possible. Could have a faulty starter. Could, well, not could have, but it is a faulty starter. But it could be a defective starter, depending on what kind of name brand they put in there. I have no idea. There's no names on it, something, nothing. So what I'm gonna do, I got my power probe. Now you guys know how on some starters you can actually keep on kicking it, keep on clicking it, and eventually kick in. So we're gonna try that on this one. I got the key in the on position. I got my power probe, and I'm gonna go down here and I'm gonna tap in to the wire we had disconnected earlier. All right, and what I'm gonna do, my power probe has a switch on it, forward for 12 volts, backwards for ground. And what I'm gonna do, as you can see, it kicked in. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna keep trying this and see if that starter will eventually kick in. There you go, guys. It's we are 100% positive that we got a bad starter. Now hopefully the place where she had the starter place, hopefully they will understand that, check it out, and they will know instead of just saying, well, how do you know and all this? But we'll see what happens on that. But there you go.